Oh, what's going on, Coach? Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I mean, if there's a screen up that says music podcast episode 1, what am I not seeing?
Oh, it's
that's what I'm seeing.
It looks like the stream was deleted on Facebook. Facebook's not liking us again. Looks like it's on your page.
Oh,
so I'm gonna hit remove so I can see. You wanna in the background try to get it back on, and we'll act like nothing's going on.
I'll say I don't see it saying anything.
I don't know. Yeah. Technical difficulties.
So many.
It happens. It's been a crazy week. New chapter in my household, the teenage years. Will the artist survive raising a teenager? God, come back in 7 years and we'll find out. Got me feeling angsty and all that stuff, but you know. Anyways, let's get on with the show.
Welcome to For Music Lovers Only, a podcast where each host makes a top 5 list of their favorite songs from this week's topic. Each week is a new topic. Tune in, I dare you.
Music Lovers Only.
I think we're good, Coach. I think we're good. I think we're back on the Middle of the Road podcast and Sontia's page and the Room Green Productions page. So yeah, you can find us all there. Go like all those things. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be groovy. But yeah, This is episode 110 of For Music Lovers Only, the podcast. I got Coach and Sontia with me, and I am going by the artist still, so we're gonna go with that. How y'all doing tonight?
I am late and unprepared. So we're going to see what's going to happen.
On time and unprepared. So just, this was funny that we would both say unprepared because we got to pick our music. It was our picks. Should be like the most prepared because it should be your pick. So like either way, you should just be able to like technically pull 5 songs out and go.
It's pretty much the same. It's just nobody can steal any this time. So
yeah, that's true.
The only thing that could happen possibly would be like if somebody's remade somebody else's song, but I don't think any of ours would cross to that.
Yeah, I think that would be a stretch. Now I'm gonna have to see if I can find one, but I doubt it. We're doing a beginner's guide to. We all picked 3 different artists, different groups, and we're gonna do what we feel would be. Somebody that wanted to get into them, what we think would really do it, or what did it for us, at least. Mine's about half and half of that. My number 1 is definitely the song that got me into NOFX.
I did a mixture too, of just songs that were just for me personally. And then my first one, I'm going to figure out whenever it's my turn, what I'm going to do. Is it going to be audience favorite or is it going to be my favorite?
I typically have 6 songs. I have 2 number 5s and I knew it. And right when I pick my list, I'll pick which 5 I'm going with. Either way, it'll make an honorable mention, and I can do my honorable mentions during my list this time. I don't have to wait till after, so that'll also be a fun thing that I can technically get my 6th and maybe even 7th song in on my list of 5. So, Sontia, there is a way around.
We partied.
Well, I'm going to do that too then.
partied Saturday or Sunday with the kid, and then
Sontia's car got hit. That was fun.
Yeah.
I've already moved past it. Y'all are the ones who won't let it go.
I'm just a little flabbergasted.
I only kind of brought it up because I actually semi forgot about it until today at work. Somebody asked me about my last weekend. I'm like, I did a barbecue, and oh yeah, and then at the end, my friend's car got backed into, and kind of drove off until they realized that we seen them do it, and then they kind of paid attention, and then they never got out of the car, but we kind of got a thumbs up, and I'm naming no names, and we don't need to. That's fine.
No.
We will protect the guilty in this case.
I mean, I've been through so much in the last 2 weeks.
I know. Yeah, that was the best thing that's happened as far as bad things, really.
Yeah, I was like, you know
talking about-
what? That's great.
Go
Leave.
out. Leave.
Leave.
The talk would be worse. Even to have the conversation would have been
It's
worse.
not a tree on my house. It's not my life being wrecked. It's not
Yeah.
folks dying for no reason. Just
Uh.
leave.
And then the deluge of 2025 yesterday. That was fun.
I
Yeah,
was
it was
looking
just
at the
fun.
street like if it would have rained some more, I would have been screwed.
Yeah, I seen pictures of the canal route with it almost over the road. I don't know if it was real or current, but I was like, holy crap.
And that's behind my house.
Hey.
I mean, really, where that ditch goes, and then that was crazy watching it because right where I live is where the main river that goes through the town we all live in, and the main overflow of that river meet back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if there's a place you're going to get a secondary good flood, that's a spot.
Yeah, Wichita
A
saved. but-
secondary good
But
flood.
coach is screwed.
Yeah, like the outlying still like it screws like because the way they divert enough of it, it screws like your Augustas and your all those other places because they divert some to these other rivers along the way as well before it gets there, and so it really screws some other towns and stuff before me. So I'm the secondary floods.
Yeah, that Cheney Lake better be full after yesterday.
It's not. It's
It
not
didn't
even
rain in
close.
Cheney at all.
Well, it did, but like the problem is what fills Cheney's only like an 18-mile radius around it. We did some research on that too, because it's
Oh.
really rainy lately, and it should have got pretty good rain, but because, yeah, no, it's not got much. I think it went up like an inch or two or something. Not even feet.
Well, I think it's up a couple feet from the previous rains
Yeah,
yesterday. I don't know.
from the lowest point, but I mean
Yeah.
from yesterday's. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
Just a
well,
drop in the barrel.
6 inches in some places, 8 inches in others.
Go scoop it out of the river and take it up there.
yeah, we have plenty. We should do a helicopter or something.
Yeah. Get them fire trucks.
Yeah, if there's no big fires going on, let's test all those helicopters that they use out.
Yeah. I think it'd work.
Oh, there you go, California. Y'all, I know y'all got some.
Dang it, that just made me think of another
California.
idea for the Commodore Hotel. So I'll save that for my show. But
Yeah, like I said. So how did you guys choose yours? Mine, I was listening to some punk, and I always NOFX is a kind of always rattling around in my brain just because I like them. So it was, like I said, it probably have enough music. It probably would have been a good one to do our regular series on, where all of us do it, because y'all might have enjoyed some of it. I know Coach probably would have enjoyed some of it for sure.
yeah, and I think I know one or two NoFX songs, but that's it.
Yeah. When you
so-
put in NoFX, I just immediately thought of NXS.
Very different.
And then like, yeah, and then I was like, wait, that's totally different bunch of folks. And so yeah, I have no idea who you're talking about at all. Or I might, because I listen. I'm the type of person that listens to a lot of music, and then I don't know who the artist is, what the name of the song is. I'm just like, hey, I love that song, and then I move on with my life. So I could probably love a whole album and not even know. Yeah, it might be that.
You probably heard a few. They've had a little mainstream success. Like I said, I know a little bit of Slightly Stoopid, but I don't know any. I mean, other than I think Amos Lee made
One
made a
or two
list.
other lists. Yep,
Yeah.
that's all I knew.
So
Yeah.
other than that, that's all I've heard. So I'm excited.
When she said it, I searched a couple songs just because I was sitting there watching TV, and so I mean, it's definitely a different kind of music, but it's cool sounding and good sounding music. So I'm intrigued. I'm ready to do some more deep diving.
We'll definitely have a playlist ready. I'll probably have it ready tonight, just because I'm trying to keep on it and rushing through some things. So we're gonna get that done tonight, probably. It's easy why it's still fresh on the brain, and just sit through and
I like it.
All right, that's it. That's it.
Mine probably came up they were a long time. They came up actually all the way back in the Horns list, as I think when I first found them in one of my songs on my list, actually. And then just through the the Dirty Heads radio I listened to, the Bumpin' Uglies radio. I just found all these groups, and they were one that I kind of looked through like 5 that I was thinking about. Who did I have the most songs of favorites already in my list? I just searched that group, and they were the highest. So I'm like, okay, well then I think that that was an easy way to decide between the 4 or 5 that I was picking between. So, and they actually did a song with like 3 of the 5 that I was thinking about picking from. So that even was probably how I found some of these other ones too. So used probably 2 at least slightly stupid songs on the show before.
Okay.
One for sure.
Listen to
on the smoke episode. It was on a smoke episode.
Yeah, I think they had one about cocaine or something.
Hey, that's one of my songs, but that is not.
That's a full album.
Yeah. That's the only one I know. But
I picked Amos just. I picked Amos just because, like, I needed something mellow to listen to. I think. And when I was thinking about who would I want to introduce to people who, probably wouldn't know who they were. And, the first thing was Lenny Kravitz. And I was like, you've bothered that man enough, leave Lenny Kravitz alone for a minute. He's tired. So I was like, oh, next best thing, Amos Lee. Because he was a big part of me, of my life in my 20s. And I'll tell you all about it when it's my turn.
Well, spin like normal, Coach. You got the spinner handy dandy?
I do. I went to pick it up a minute ago and just broke it. I was fixing it in the background here.
Oh, no.
Fixed. Spinner fixed.
Oh.
Yay!
I gotta get to my sounder. I must have my sounder. The roses. Yeah, this one, I didn't get into NOFX in 1983 when they first came out. And Fat Mike is probably the most notable member. I mean, there's the 3 original members kind of stayed throughout most of it. They had a handful of other changes for the 4th guy. And, they had he played trumpet and lead guitar. And I think he's the one that most notably as a 4-piece. And like I said, 83 is when they formed. Fat Mike, he was 16 at the time. And I didn't really, 83 was way too early for me to get into any kind of music. I was, barely out of diapers. But it was 2011, probably, I don't know, between 2011 to 2016 when Fat Mike was part of a documentary, The Other F Word. And it's a bunch of old punk guys and being fathers. The other F word is fathers. So it shows them as they've grown up and how things have changed. And lot of good punk icons, lead singer. It wasn't just lead singers, but it was just members of the band. Flea was in there. Blink 182, one of the guys, I can't think of his name. And then, a lot of, hardcore stuff, more hardcore stuff. But it was funny to see how their day-to-day life and, Fat Mike, he's been known to wear a dress or two, and ladies' underwear probably. But so imagine him taking his kid to school and what kind of shock and awe that would ensue. So that I found that pretty interesting. They've always kind of done their own thing. They didn't get on a major level. And Epitaph was the biggest label they were with. And then they did them for a little bit, and then Fat Mike started his own label, and they've done the majority of their stuff on their own label. So they've been very, very free to what they put out, and it shows because there's a lot of edgy, a lot of weird stuff. I didn't go too edgy with my list just because we want to ease into this stuff, and it's so my number 5 is off their 1989 album. S&M Airlines, and the song is called Life O'Reilly, and it's kind of a fun, happy song. And like I said, all their songs are like 2 minutes, 2:30, fast punk songs.
Did you say S&M Airlines?
S&M Airlines, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
All of their songs are very witty. Their titles are very witty, very catchy. You know, you're like, what the hell is going on here? But it's in '89, they were still kind of raw. This was off of the, I don't remember the name of the label they were with, but it was a smaller label. And so, obviously, recording was a lot different back then. So it's a raw sound, but musically, everything's pretty tight. And a lot of people think of punk and they think of loud and not really talent, just kind of making noise is what punk is generally associated with. But they didn't really do that. Even in that early days, they musically had a good feel of what it was, and that's kind of why they stuck out to me. It wasn't just making noise, and then they had the witty, the satirical, the wittiness of all their lyrics and their names that just really, really sold it home for me. But Life O'Reilly is kind of I'm going to live my life the way I want to type of song.
I like those kinds of songs.
Yeah. And it's, it's just, it's a punky, raw song. And my number 4 is Out of Angst. And there's a lot of angst in their music. But in 1997 on the album So Long, Thanks for All the Shoes, Fat Mike ran out of angst. So I don't know what happened there. And they didn't really get popular till like 94 when the Green Days and the Offspring started having some mainstream success. And so it was 94 that when they got popular with a song that's coming up here. But before we get to that, number 3 is Sellout, spelled like in a jail cell. But it's still a song about his rebuttal to people saying he sold out. I wouldn't, I don't like the term. So, I don't like a lot of terms, but the whole point of it is to play your music and make money. As long as you don't change your sound or let, the labels take complete control of what you do, I don't think you're selling out. If you start making money, because a lot of times people start making money and you get called a sellout, even though they're doing what they would have done if they weren't making
with or without it. Right.
So, I don't think they sold out. I would never accuse them of selling out. But this song is just a driving guitar. And this was 2012. So this is a lot of years after them first years. So the recording is crisp and this guitar is just punch you in the face. And it's just like, whoa. And then it's just, a witty rebuttal to, yeah, I sold out, but not really. Number 2, like I said, 94 was where they took started getting a lot of popularity outside of the punk scene, because that was when all the other bands, like I said, were coming out. And this album is Punk in Drublic, a play on drunk in public, Punk in Drublic. And the song is Linoleum, and this is probably one of their, I'd heard this song a long time ago, but it didn't really resonate with me. And when I heard it, it didn't make me a fan until I appreciate it now after I'm a fan of theirs. But it's, it's a good classic. This is kind of when the recording started to sound better. And again, it doesn't have that junky sound that punk has. It sounds like a really good, clean recording. And the one that got me into them, this was off their 2016 album, First Ditch Effort. And I said, I love the name of all of their albums. I love the names of all of them. It's just so great. And this song is OxyMoronic. And I love a good oxymoronic moment here. But the song's basically slamming Big Pharma about about how they're killing us. And it's funny. They take the names of all these drugs like Valium and all the names of all the prescription drugs, and they put them in the lyrics. You guys, I can't articulate it properly. You're just gonna have to hear it. But oxymoronic, listen to the wit in this song. This is the most witty song I've ever heard, and I love it. And I listen to that one quite regularly, and that's what got me into them. And then I started going back and listening to some more of their stuff, and I'm a fan.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's my list.
Nice list.
Yay.
I'm excited. When you get excited about your list, it makes me excited.
I'm always excited about my list.
Yeah, but true. That's true.
And I got to go first this time. I'm like, yes, I
did it.
All my zingers were still fresh on my head.
There you go.
And that was, I was relieved for you on that one too. I've never seen you as happy with that you got to go that quick either. I mean, this was one of those lists where I'm not worried at all because again, nobody can take my songs.
Yeah.
So
let it go.
Sontia can take whatever she wants.
and she's going now.
Yeah, we're gonna call that Sontia.
So,
It's Amos Lee time.
Amos Lee.
Amos Lee time.
if he needs to come up to stage and say, I'm famously Amos Lee or something like that.
I bet he has at least once. He's so quiet.
Be a good
Like,
pickup line too.
Yeah, even with like his success, like he's still, I don't know if he just chooses to just kind of stay low key or if he just is making enough money and he doesn't want to get bigger or what's going on. But even when he's on stage, he's still like super quiet. If you look at any interviews with him, he is so shy. And that's one of the things that I really like about Amos Lee. And he used to be a school teacher, and like his big break was he got to open for Willie Nelson. And the news article that I read at the time was like Amos Lee opening for Willie Nelson, armed with only his guitar. And I was like, well, that's what I do. Like, so what are you supposed to do in another way? Like, you just do it. And a lot of the solo acoustic artists here in Wichita know Amos Lee because we're all like, ooh, you know, like, ooh.
Doing what we're doing. We got hope. We can make it, Amos.
That's it.
Yeah.
He is a sweet dude. One more story. The first concert or show that I traveled out of town to go see in Kansas City, which I hadn't been to Kansas City, and I probably shouldn't have been there. Really. I got into a little trouble that night, but I went to go see Amos Lee. And it was just like it was a kind of big venue. It wasn't like huge, but it was big. And there weren't a whole lot of people, maybe like 80, 90 people, something like that. And it was just so intimate and so beautiful. And the reason why I like him is because he's just so super chill. And he's a storyteller. All of his songs are stories. So he's almost folk, but it's a different sound than folk, and it's not R&B and it's not blues, it's just him, which brings me to the first song that I just decided to do just now. So number one, if you want to know about Amos Lee and if you want to fall in love with him immediately, you're going to want to hear the song Arms of a Woman. And that song, even if you are just completely just like sick of love, just reminds you of the comfort, Josh, that reminds you of the comfort that comes when you're in somebody's arms. And he starts it with this really sweet, sultry melody. And then he just breaks out with, I am at ease in the arms of a woman. And that's the song. That's like the whole song. It's not really about anything. You could even think about your mother when you're thinking about it. Just having just a comfortable moment with somebody. So that pretty much embodies what he tries to portray in all of his songs is a level of comfort for everybody. So that's my number one, Arms of a Woman. And that's off of his self-titled first album, Amos Lee. And that's the first time I ever heard him. And I wore that CD out. Like, it doesn't even work anymore. Number two.
When did he come out? I'm just trying to put a time frame on when. So,
I don't know.
You don't, what album was that? You don't have a date on that album?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't. Y'all got the internet. Look it up.
Coach is on, I think.
Yeah, I went to the show in like 2020 or 2000 and oh god, Jesus, I can't believe 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have my oldest son, so he would have been like 5. So 2006 or 2007.
Yeah.
Around there. It's around there.
2003 is when he sent a 4-song demo in to just get started. 2005 was basically his first tour.
Okay, so yeah, so it would have been about 2005, 2006. I'm going to start asking y'all just random ass questions in the middle of y'all shit.
Hey,
Number two.
I didn't do this.
I'm
Coach
wagging
out
my
of it.
picks at everybody.
Keep Coach out of it.
Number two is going to be off of the album Supply and Demand.
From 2006.
Huh? What? What?
I said from 2006. Sorry, I'm just being mean.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so it's from the Supply and Demand album, and it is called Freedom. And the reason why I like Freedom is it's not necessarily a political song, but it's politically based, and it's talking about how everybody's always trying to like beat each other down, and none of that helps at all.
Yeah.
And it's one of his faster songs, and it's not really it's not romantic, but it really does make a point that we really just can't get anything done until we really figure out how to work with each other and our differences. And one of the lyrics that I wrote down is freedom is seldom found by beating someone to the ground. Tell them how everything is going to be now. Like you can't get it that way. Of course you have your rebellion and your slaughters and whatnot, but we don't need to do all that. We just talk about it.
Yeah. Just listen to some music.
Just listen to some music. Eat a sandwich.
Yeah.
Number 3 is going to be the last days from the album The Last Days at the Lodge. And this song is called Won't Let Me Go. And you know when you listen to those love songs and then somebody hits the high note? So what I really, really enjoy about this song is when he hits the high note and he goes, I wanna know if you wanna be together. It's just like it's sexy music. It's definitely sexy music, but the theme of it is getting out of the friend zone. So this is some chick that he is watching just go through god awful, terrible things, and now he has his shot and he's taking it. And I wanna know, like I just sing that randomly in my head all day sometimes. You wanna get together, stay for a while. It's a beautiful song. I'm not singing it right, but when you actually hear it, it is a really beautiful song. All right. Number 4 is off of the album Mission Bell, and it's called Flower. And this is more of kind of like a freedom, love, hippie type song where he's saying that his heart is a flower that blooms every hour, and he believes in the power of love. And that really hits me because I believe in the power of love. I've seen love do some incredible and beautiful and amazing things. I really have. And not just romantic love, but love of friends, love of family, love of strangers. Even just some of the people while we were having our torrential flood and folks are stranded out in their cars or whatever, strangers were coming and showing love to get them out.
Yeah.
Or helping them pick up their kids. Like I kept seeing all of these different stories of how, you see somebody in need and you go help, and that's love. And so that's what he's talking about is he believes in the power of love, and that it's one of those songs that just reminds you that there's something greater than all the shit that you're going through that you really just can tap into and utilize for better things. Yeah. All right. And then the last song is going to be off of the album Mountain of Sorrow, and it's called Stranger. And essentially what I get out of that song is it's somebody that has gone off somewhere and came back to where they were supposed to be, but they're just a stranger. Like mom's not there, your dad's not there, nobody knows who you are anymore, and you're just a stranger in the world. And tell everybody where I've been, and then you just go back off to what you were doing. And I've been a stranger so many different times in my life to where it's just I just like I'll walk in somewhere and I won't even know who anybody is, or they forgot me or something like that. Estranged from family, all sorts of different things. But the way that he has his take on it is more of an acceptance of being a stranger. Because at some point in your life, you are going to become a stranger to people that you were just really tight with at some point. And then just
free.
Huh?
It's kind of freeing.
Yeah. And it's a good song. It's Mountain of Sorrow is his more dramatic album. Like it's pretty mild up until Mountain of Sorrow, and then it gets more like folky, like bluegrass. It gets more bluegrass. That's the album that you want to dance to. And that's it. That's my 5.
I got to know though. Did he pay the ferryman?
I guess. I don't know. Don't start that again.
Well, I've been randomly saying it all week. And
is Kevin on here? Where's he?
Yeah, as I say, we know we were there Sunday.
I've been saying it at work too. I mean, that's the only 2 places I go, home and work.
All right. You're saying it at both of them. Good list.
Yeah, good list.
Thank you.
I don't know. Stevie V was saying something I said sounds culty, I think, or at least
I don't know what he was. I don't know what that comment was. I was trying to figure that one out.
Oh yeah, you got to tell us it's kind of spooky. The spooky Mountain of Sorrow, maybe. It is. It's a little bit.
That
spooky.
one, maybe. Yeah.
Kevin, we know you are, Bubba. We know you are.
What's up, Kevin? Just retired and hanging out.
Yeah, hanging out. Been doing a lot of painting. We got, like I said, we'll get into that after Coach's list. We do some plugging. We'll do some plugging, Kevin. Kevin's got some good stuff going on. I mean, that kind of the NOFX was spawned from all the Haters Coalition I've been hearing.
Yeah, boy, I almost wore my Haters Coalition hat. It just didn't match the blue on my shirt tonight. So I wanted a black hat. I put it on, just did not match my basketball bear shirt. So
the sweat stains on here match the sweat stains on my shirt. So just in case anybody's all right, let's see. Let's get over to the media assets here. And then Coach was waiting for a sounder. He was not going to do anything without it.
I was not. I will not. I don't work without a sounder. That's one of my rules I wrote into my contract. Honestly, I picked Slightly Stupid because they remind me of me. No.
Wait, you have a contract?
Yeah, I do. I had to sign one. I know you didn't. You got a walk-on thing. You were after contracts, so don't worry. It has not worked out in my favor. I should not.
We're union.
Yeah. So they were founded in 1994, but their first CD did not come out till 96. I did not start listening to them until 2024. So there's a couple songs that I've heard with some other bands before I knew who they were, but none of those made my list. So
they're that old, 94. Is that what you said?
94 to current. And what's crazy, another crazy fact about them is they're a 6-piece band. They have a vocal and bass guitar, vocal and regular guitar or whatever, brass, a drummer, a saxophone, a trombone, and a keyboardist. They've only had 9 total band members in their history. They've only switched the drummer, who was there from 94 to 2000. Now their current one has been there since 2000. They added a saxophone player in 2006. They added a trombone player in 2013 when they got rid of their trumpet player. And then they used to have a background vocals person, and he was only there from 03 to 24. So he just left the band. So
wow.
No
cowbell player?
No cowbell. And I think they their last technical album, they do have some new stuff, singles and stuff out since, but their last album released, I believe, was 2018. They have some songs with Sublime and stuff, which is not on my list, but released in 2000, 24. They're still touring. The reason they do a bunch of Bumpin' Uglies covers and they travel with Bumpin' Uglies and are at a bunch of concerts. That's kind of how I kept running into them also. So
they sound dynamic.
They're fun, man. They got a lot of sound, a ton of sound, and all like their early stuff, super reggae. And then there's like some rock reggae stuff in there. And then they don't do as much of the rap, ska stuff or whatever that I tend to go for, but they still have a lot of that stuff. So, my number 5 is off of their 2017 album Chronic-itis, and it is called 2 a.m. And it's just a song about everything that happens at the wrong hours of the night. Some good, some bad.
That's usually when I go pee.
Yeah. Well, they're peeing,
5
but
a.m. for me.
yeah, mine's at 11:45, 2 a.m., 4:43, and then 7 minutes before my alarm goes off. And I try to go lay back down, and no. I might have a prostate problem, but we're getting to that age, guys. My number 4 is off of their 2015 album, Meanwhile Back in the Lab. It is The Prophet. And this song's a pretty cool, it's like this one is more of a hip hop reggae song. Probably one of their more hip hop songs, except for maybe one other one on my list. But it's a cool sounding song, so you'll hear it if you listen to it. My number 3 is off their 2018 album, Everyday Life for Everyday People, and it's One More Night. And this is kind of like I don't know. This is one of their more singy songs. It's awesome. It's like super awesome sound. I mean, like I said, we found them because of horns, and they just got so much sound, and this song just puts all of it together. And they're crazy, even more crazy when they combine with some of these other bands, because they don't get rid of drummers or saxophone. They just add members to it and more sound. It's badass, and I like it. More sound's not bad.
And for them to stay that long is a testament just to how the band works.
Yeah. They've got some, like, on, I guess on Spotify, their number one, downloaded song or whatever has 91,992,165. So a lot of people have heard of them. They are big in their community. They're just not big outside of their community. They were never played on the radio. But to get 91 millions of this is also a song with a bigger band. Well, actually, I take that back. They have one bigger than that, has 150 million. Which is actually on my list. But anyways, they are a bigger band, but just your average person probably, unless they're into that type of music, hasn't heard of them. So my number 2 is actually off of the 2005 album Closer to the Sun, and it is their number 150 million downloaded song, Closer to the Sun. And it's another just so much sound, and it's an awesome song. So I don't do any of them justice. I listened to my top 7 right before this show when I was running, just to kind of, make sure, like, do I really love these 7? Are these my top? No, so my number 1 song is the song that I found on the Horns list, and I almost used it. It was I don't even know if I mentioned it as honorable mention, but I looked back. It is written down, but not a number beside it, so I've never used it. And this one's kind of like would have been my favorite high school song had it come out when I was in high school, had I found them. This came out in 2003 off of Everything You Need, and this is Officer. And it's talking about getting pulled over and always getting harassed by the officer. And, do I have a little bit on me? Yeah, but why you always got to harass me all the time? And, super good song. So, and then
go ahead.
I was gonna say the one that you mentioned that is actually probably my favorite album, or one of my favorite albums that they did, is off of their 2008 album. It's Slightly Not Stoned Enough for Breakfast Yet, Stoopid. Is the album. The song is No Cocaine. And it's a fucking, it's a weed song is basically what it is. But he's like, basically I need everything but no cocaine. And he's talking about drinking and smoking and doing all this, but no cocaine. you know.
No.
So and then like the one that I thought was their number one is one with Stick Figures, which was probably the number 2 band I was gonna go with, and it's World on Fire, which is a freaking awesome song. And that I think there's 10 people playing by the time they get all their instruments together in that. And it's pretty badass. It's almost like an orchestra of sound.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
I got my 7.
There will be a playlist. You can listen to all there's 15 of the ones we've talked about, our top 5s. But yeah, good list.
No, great list. Great
I
list.
just do 7 because I've talked for so long. I just found some chocolate, y'all. I'm sorry. I was like, didn't know where
Kevin's got a few things going on. Sontia's got a few things. I seen they saved the Sunflower Festival, Sonic Sunflower Festival.
Sonic Sunflower Festival.
Yeah, that's freaking cool. I was hoping that would.
That's going to be at Pete's Puddle at
Same place.
4801 North Willow Lake Road in Burton, Kansas. And
Is that the same place that they were planning on doing it, right?
Yes.
They didn't have to move it. Okay.
No, didn't have to move it, didn't have to do anything. So it's going to be there. There's going to be plenty of water to swim in.
That's this weekend, right? The 6th and the 7th?
Yeah, that's the 6th and the 7th. I play on the 7th, which is going to be that Saturday about 1, and then it's going to go on until midnight. Last year was an absolute blast. And then I'm also going to be in Hutchinson at Metropolitan Coffee with Ryan Brooks on Saturday. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. Going all across the state Saturday then, huh?
Yeah, I'm going on a tiny tour.
I know Kevin will be out there to the Sonic Sunflower Fest. I think he'll be peddling some wares and helping somebody peddle some wares. I think he's got a show one day.
I know it's on a Monday because him and then my friend Elizabeth Tricky, they just released an album too. I can't. Waking the Sleeper is the name of her band, and the song that they just released is fucking awesome.
Talking about the Green Jello.
That's the name of the song is Effing Awesome.
No.
Oh,
I don't know what it's called.
I was gonna go search it, but yeah, I thought that was the name of the song.
Oh no, I can look it up real quick.
I'm just messing with you. Sorry.
I mean, I can look it up. Since everybody's wanting to cite sources with me.
I'm Coach Stupid. I'm sorry. I was just trying to make a joke.
Sontia, what's the square of pi?
Yeah. I think Kevin's up at Barleycorns peddling tickets for that right now. I know he's got a bunch of shows coming up. I mean, he's famous rock star now. He retired from the day job and now he's just a punk, and doing a lot of art. We're gonna try to get back to the studio and do an Art Assault episode this month. I don't know if it'll happen this month. Life is happening. I got plants to talk to. I like talking to plants. I got bugs. Bugs are eating my shit, so I'm gonna get one of those fancy pest nets, and then next year I'm gonna double down on everything and just huge garden.
Man, there was a squirrel eating my chard.
I know.
He was just looking at me while he was doing it. And I was like, I see you.
Yeah.
They've got like natural repellents like garlic and some other things that you put in them that keep like certain different things away. So if you search like that stuff, there are things you can dig in there with them that won't affect what you're growing, that do keep certain things away. I mean, not all of them work great. I get it, but a lot of them do truly work. So
cayenne pepper, but you gotta, like I said, the rain will wash it away. And then I squirted it down as soon as I got home, and then went and came back and checked on them an hour or two later, and seems like there's more bugs crawling on them. I don't know if these are good bugs or bad bugs. It's got a lot of ladybugs too there, and I think ladybugs are good because they'll eat aphids or something. Some of them, the bad bugs, they'll eat some of the bad bugs, which I didn't know. Ladybugs are out there eating other bugs, being savage like that. I thought
I was
freaked out like they were eating my leaves, but I guess they don't want anything to do with the leaves. They're looking
they're like the daddy long legs of your house. You leave them alone in your house because they're taking care of the stuff you don't want to.
Oh, all this rain. I did have 2 brown recluse in the house. They were good sized ones. I'm like, oh my God.
Dude, I had
Oh
a
my-
wolf spider like that big down in my sump pump last night. And I was digging like mud out of it, and it like crawled out, was getting ready to crawl with some mud. I'm like, blah, blah,
Ah.
dead. Oh, I'm glad I'm not a
Yeah.
vegetarian no
Spider.
more. I can kill spiders. I don't even feel bad no more when I kill them. Like, you, me or you, me or you, you know, and it's
Yeah.
me.
If they're outside, they'll live all day long. I won't mess with them.
Yeah, no, yeah. You get in
If
my
they're
house.
poisonous inside, they
I don't know.
die.
If they even catch you like in my perimeter. If I'm like, it just spooked me out of nowhere. Unfortunately, it's gonna happen, you know. But you know,
Yeah.
if you stay your way, I stay mine. We're good. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Good.
I
Yeah.
would like to give a shout out to Mrs. Coach. Saturday we'll be celebrating 22 years of marriage.
Yay!
2 years
Happy birthday.
that poor woman putting up with me. 22 years of her looking at this. 22 years of this brand of comedy getting delivered to her. 22 years of me of this every day. And I don't. This is me. This is not for a show. This is you know, at work I turn it off, but everywhere else this is me.
I don't even turn it off at work no more. Just
I'm a manager, and I'm like the Michael Scott that likes to get shit done. Like I like to fuck around, but I get mad when people aren't all busy while we're fucking around, or we're
Yeah.
not all getting stuff yet. You know, it's like
Mhm.
we can call each other all the names, we can screw off and play games and throw water balloons as long as we're getting everything done. You know.
yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
And if you're listing work, I'm sorry. You know, but look, my numbers are good. My numbers are good.
Numbers are good. Look the numbers. The numbers. I say we're gonna take next week off. We'll be back. I don't know what. I had a couple ideas. I think we were bouncing around, so we'll come up with something clever and witty on that one. We'll do NOFX again. So I could do 5 more. But no,
Okay. So we reconvene on the 18th.
I think so. We'll go with that. Sounds good to me.
I'm ready
Okay.
for like and not to be mean, just because I don't force myself into it, but I find I do have quite a few, but like a girl power or something freaking weak. You know, and I know something like that, because I don't know. I mean, there are a few artists that I could do, so I don't mean that. And I mean, there are, we could do an artist dive on, but I still think like something like that would be fun. So
Yeah, we need
maybe
to
we'll-
get Josh's Lizzo out, dude.
that's what I'm saying. We got the Lizzos, we got my Dido. I've just been digging and finding like the Carly Rays, and you just forget how many you do have, and I got plenty of Britney and Miley Ray, and there's plenty of.
I've really
Sontia-
dived into Lady Gaga
Sontia's
recently
soul.
too, just like her old stuff. And then there's Sia, Sierra, Missy Elliott, even. Oh my
That's what I said.
god!
And I know we've done something along that, but I just think if we just opened up the books, I think that would be a fun one. So
This
Mhm.
morning I got hit in the face with Tony
a rap.
Tony Rich Project and the Deal.
Yep.
And then along with that was I can't think of the gal's name, but Insensitive is the name of the song. Some gal Jan something, I think.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's
that one. I was like, what the hell? I mean, it was all like stuff, 90s, and it's like
maybe we could even do a
1900s.
when's like Women's Month? October. That's Breast Month, but when's
I feel
What
like
happened?
Women's History Month is past already.
Okay, well, I just thought you could do like a Women of Rock, whatever. But I just think I don't know. We'll figure something out. I was gonna come up with the list. It was gonna be all 5 girl songs anyway. So
We'll figure something out.
thanks,
Oh,
Marcus.
so cousin. Ah.
What's up? All right. Well, we're gonna get off here. Thank you, everybody,
All
tuning
right.
in. Thank you, Coach Sontia, for joining me. And have a great day.
All right. Bye. Be blessed.